Hello students, today I am going to teach you about subject-verb agreement. So let me write here on the whiteboard, subject-verb agreement. And before I start to teach you about subject-verb agreement, I'd like to make you clear about two things. And they are the concept of singular verb and plural verb. One is that. And the other one is to identify third person singular number, because these two things are very important to learn about subject-verb agreement. So let me tell you about singular and plural verbs. So if we add s or es to a verb, the verb becomes singular, unlike in the case of noun. For example, if we add es after the verb go, then this verb becomes singular. If we add s after the verb play, if we write plays, then it will become singular. It is just opposite as in the case of noun. In noun, if we add s or es, the noun becomes plural. But in case of verb, if we add s or es, then the verb becomes singular. So remember about the concept of singular and plural verb. And in the same way, let me make you clear about third person singular number, because what we have found is even in class 9 and 10, the students are confused about third person singular number. So let me tell you in a very simple way. If the subject of the sentence is not I, if the subject of the sentence is not you, and if the subject of the sentence is not we, then any other subject apart from I, you and we is third person. Let me repeat, any other subject apart from I, we and you is third person. In that way you can identify third person, and it's quite easy to identify whether that third person is singular or plural, because if that third person means only one, then that is third person singular. So in that way you can identify about singular and plural third persons. So let me start with a subject-verb agreement. In every language, a verb should agree to its subject. You know, in Nepali it is much more difficult. Varieties of verb forms are there which are used after different subjects in Nepali. But in English, it is quite easy. It is not that difficult. So let me start with the first thing. If the subject is singular, we use singular verb. If the subject of the sentence is plural, then we use plural verb. That you all know. We all know. Sometimes what happens, there can be two singular subjects in a sentence. If there are two singular subjects in a sentence joined by an, then we use plural verb. For example, Ram and Shyam are friends. Here, Ram is singular noun and Shyam is also singular noun. That means two singular subjects are joined by and we have used plural verb here. So what you have to understand is that if two singular subjects are joined by and, then we use plural verb. But there are some exceptions. There are some exceptions if there are two singular subjects in a sentence. But if they are considered as a whole, if they are considered as one, then we use singular verb. We don't use plural verb in that case. For example, here let me write a sentence. Bread and butter. Bread and butter is my favorite food. So here, bread and butter, they are two singular subjects and they are joined by an, but they are taken as one. Bread is not, only bread is not a food, only butter is not a food. When they are taken together, then they make food. So there is oneness in them. That's why we have used singular verb here, that is. Here we have used are, and here we have used is. I think you have understood. Did you understand, Kalpana? Good. Now, let me go with other things. Now, let's talk about collective noun. What we do if we find collective noun as the subject of a sentence. If we find collective noun as a subject of the sentence, then we have to see whether there is oneness in that collection or there is division in the collection. And if there is oneness in the collection, then we have to use singular verb. And if we have to think about the individual members of the collection, if there is no oneness in the collection, then we have to use plural verb. Let me clarify you with some examples. So will you please have a look here. The committee has unanimously passed the agenda. The committee has unanimously passed the agenda. Here, the committee can be taken as a whole. There is no division in the committee. This word clarifies that there is oneness in committee. That's why we have used singular verb, which is has here. When we go through this sentence, we don't have to think about the individual members of the committee. What Ram might have said, what Hari might have said, what Tom, Dick and Harry might have said. We don't have to think about those things, because there is oneness in this committee. Because of that, we have used has, which is a singular verb. It's not a plural verb. But if we see that there is a division in the committee, then we have to use plural verb. For example, the crowd had dispersed to different directions. The crowd have dispersed to different directions. The crowd is a collective noun. And here we can't take this crowd as a whole, because what is written in the sentence? The sentence tells that the crowd dispersed to different directions. Some went to the north, some went to the south, some went to the east, like that. That's why we can't take this crowd as a whole. So we can see division in this crowd. That's why plural verb have is used. So will you please remember about this collective noun? If the subject of the sentence is a collective noun, sometimes we use singular verb and sometimes we use plural verb. Are you following me, Deepak? That's good. Now let's go forward and let me tell you about other rules. Now I would like to tell you about neither nor and either or. If you find neither nor or either or in sentence. If you find neither nor, either or in the sentence, then the verb agrees to its nearest subject. If you find neither nor, either or, you will find two subjects. And in this condition, in this case, the verb agrees to its nearest subject. What do you mean by that? Let me illustrate you by giving some examples. Neither the master nor the servants. Neither the master nor the servants know about the robbery. So please have a look here on the whiteboard. I have used plural verb know here. Why? Because there are two subjects. One is the master, the other one is servants. The first verb is singular, the master, and the second verb is the servant, it's plural. And what I have told you about either or, neither nor, if we find either or, neither nor in sentences, then what we do? We try to make agreement with the nearest verb. With nearest subject. So, no is the verb here, and no should agree to its nearest subject. That means with servants, not with the master. So, it is same in case of either or also. Is it clear? If you have not followed, so please let me know that you have not followed. Now, let me go forward. And about either and neither, I would like to tell more things. If you find only neither without nor, if you find either without a, if you find neither, or if you find either, if you find neither without nor, and if you find either without a, then we always use singular verb. We write singular verb only. It creates confusion to students. Remember, we always write singular verb in this case. For example, neither of the two boys is present. See here. Boys is the plural noun is there, but I have used singular verb, that is. Because what I have told you about this, I have told you that if we find neither or nor without nor and or, then we use singular verb. So here neither only is there, nor is missing, nor is not there. That's why we have used singular verb there. Many students, what they feel that they have to write plural verb there, and they write plural verb and they make mistake. So remember this as well. And let me tell you about other things also. Dear students, the number, if the subject is the number, it is always singular. So after the number we write singular verb. We write singular verb after the number. But a number sounds like plural. A number sounds like singular. But a number is always plural. So after a number we use plural verb. So remember, after the number singular verb is used, and after a number plural verb is used. For example, the number of students The number of students in class 10 is 71. Here we have used is because the subject of the sentence is the number which is singular. The number of students in class 10 is 71. But a number of cows are grazing in the field. Here I have written another sentence. A number of cows are grazing. Here I have used plural verb, that is are. Why? Because the subject of the sentence is a number. A number is always plural, I told you already, and the number is singular. And dear students, we have taught you so many things during the session of 2076, and this is also not a new thing. This is also one of the things that I taught in class. I taught you in detail. So for the first time I am giving something by means of this social media. I may upload this in YouTube, and it may be uploaded to our Pashupati Facebook page. So please watch, and if you find this fruitful, useful, and I am ready to post other videos as well. So it is not, I have not told you everything in detail. And please write your comments. Your comments are entertaining, and if I find positive feedback from you all, then in future I'll upload other videos as well. Thank you very much. Today, this much only. Thank you.